Hello, it's Kate from Inkstampshare. Happy Easter. Well, it's Good Friday tomorrow, so I am just making a few more Easter cards to make sure they go and get delivered ready for Easter. And I wanted to show you a clean and simple Easter card, this one to be exact, that I've made, and I wanted to show you how easy it is to make it with this really pretty stamp set called You're Inspiring, and it's got all these lovely daffodil images. We have daffodils absolutely everywhere at the moment. In fact, I get my daffodils really cheaply from the market, probably around the end of February, beginning of March, just to help me along with those winter blues. I love them. They just really brighten everything up, and I've got a beautiful vase of double daffodils at the moment in my kitchen. So I love daffs, and I think they're perfect for an Easter card. I'm moving this around because I've got a wink of Stella all over this, and I don't think it's kind of picking it up on the camera, but it just gives it that little sparkle. So I'm going to show you how to make this card. I'm just changing the colours up this time just to make it a bit more interesting, and I'm bringing in the Daffodil Delight this time. I've done some kind of watermark stamping here, and I'll show you that's just simple, and I've got Happy Easter inside. So here we go. Okay, so my card base this time is Daffodil Delight. It's an A4 piece of cardstock. I've scored it at 10.5 centimetres and cut it down the middle at 14.8 centimetres. That makes us 2 card bases if you do that. So that's my base, and I actually wanted my layer to be exactly the same colour. I just kind of like this layer and this same colour on it. I just really like that. And I've got a piece of Whisper White that's going on the inside. Both my layer and my Whisper White are cut at 10 centimetres and 14.3. That gives me a half centimetre difference just to make it fit nicely. All the measurements are going to be on my blog at inkstampshare.ink, so do hop over there and have a look. Don't worry about writing it all down. Okay, so that's what we're going to do there, and I'm going to crack on. So I have got my matching ink, which is Daffodil Delight, to make my kind of watermark stamping. And in the stamp set that we're using, this You're Inspiring one, this is perfect because it's got Happy Easter on it, also Happy Birthday, and also Happy Mother's Day, Kind Thoughts for You, You're Inspiring. So it's a really versatile set. And that's why I got it, because I thought I can use this for so many things. And we're going to just be using this one to do our stamping. Okay, so here we go. I've mounted my block and I've got my ink. Oh, the other thing to say is there's a bit of a change in this video. I've got a new extension for my tripod, for my camera stand. So I'm hoping that it's improving it, or it looks fine. If there's any problems, do comment and I'll adjust as necessary. I do watch them back, so hopefully I'll be able to see if there's any issues. Right, okay, so let's line it up. And I want to stamp just off of my piece of cardstock. I'm going to put another scrap piece underneath here, I think. Yeah, so I want to stamp just off, because I want my daffodils to look like they're on and not with an empty line underneath the edge, if that makes sense. I want them to come up that way. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp along the bottom in this colour. Just match it up and off we go. Oh, and you know, if you go wrong, there's always another side. Every cardstock has 2 sides, doesn't it? So don't worry about it. Okay, and just do the last bit on the end. There we go. Whoops, there we go. And that's that. Really easy to do, isn't it? Okay, so that's my layer. Oops, and that will go on there. But I've also cut out, you see this here, this is cut out using the stitched shaped framelit dies. They're fab. I put them on loads and loads and loads of things. They have ovals, squares and circles, and they come in lots of sizes. So I've cut mine out already. I'll show you the die. It looks like this. You run it through the Big Shot and it comes out like that with a stitch relief on it. Okay, so I'm going to stamp on there again the same stamp. Let's just shut that one up before I put my hand in that. I'm good at that. I get ink everywhere. Oops. I'm going to use my Memento, and I'm going to ink. I just cleaned it on my Stampin' scrub, and I'm just going to ink it up in black. I like to turn my stamp upside down when I've got a smaller ink pad than the stamp, you know, so I can see I'm getting really good coverage of my ink. There we go. And I'm going to do the same thing again. I want it to come kind of off the bottom of my shape, so it looks like they're peeping up out of the ground. There we go. Stunning image, isn't it? Perfect. Lovely. So I'm going to take the daffodils light and I am going to stamp the Happy Easter stamp on the top. Make sure I've got the stamp the right way up. I'm just going to pop it on and hope for the best. Yay! I love it when it comes out so beautifully crisp like that. Stampin' Up stamps are amazing. Right, okay, so I've got my Happy Easter. Now, this might be a little bit tedious, but I'm just going to colour in my daffodils. I have got the Stampin' Right markers. These are fab. You can get loads and loads and loads of colours for these. They all match the Stampin' Up inks and the cardstock, so it all coordinates. And I don't know if you know, but the little re-inker bottles that you can buy full of the ink will re-ink your ink pads, so they'll go on forever, and they'll also re-ink your pens. You can also use them for inking techniques, and they're very cheap. So these are great value because you can always re-ink them. So I'm going to use this end, the brush end, and I'm just going to colour my dabs in. And I'm not going to take too long over it because I don't want this video to go on forever, but you can take as long as you like. Make it perfect. So I have a little stash of chocolate for my children for Easter already, all sorted. We do get a bit of chocolate in our house at Easter. Easter bunny comes. I wonder if he'll come to me. Who knows? Right. So yeah, just a bit of colouring in, which is quite nice. If you wanted to make a little stack of these to deliver, you could do your stamping and just sit in front of the TV and do your colouring in, or just kind of sit quietly and do it, and it's just so nice. It's kind of mindful. It's just nice just to zone out. Right, so yellow daps, obviously. There we go. Nearly finished, and then I'm going to use Old Olive for the leaves. Nearly there. Maybe you will fast forward through that bit. Okay, there's that one. And I'm just going to very, very gently do the stems and the leaves in the green and the Old Olive. There we go. So my children break up for Easter today. It's Good Friday tomorrow, so I'm really looking forward to that. I love it when they're out of school. Oh, good. And hopefully we'll have some nice fun Easter activities to do over the Easter break. Our children get 2 weeks off for Easter, which is brilliant. They're ready for it by now though. I know that different parts of the world have different school breaks. Our children get 2 weeks at Easter, 2 weeks at Christmas, a week at February half term, a week at May half term, a week at October half term, 6 weeks summer holidays. But I know that in some places, like I think in the States, they get a much longer break in the summer instead of all these little dotted breaks. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Right, there we go. That was quick enough, wasn't it? I mean, it doesn't take long at all. So I've done that. And I'm going to pop it on my card. Here we go, it's going to go on here. I love the yellow. Now on this one, this was really subtle one, and I used the, this is all Pool Party, and I used the Pool Party shimmer ribbon. On this one, I've got the Daffodil Delight ribbon. This one is called Double Stitch. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's got these dashes on this side and crosses on that side. So I just need to decide which I'm going to put on. If I'm going to do this one, or my paper's moving, sorry. So yeah, this side or this side. It's pretty either way. Oh, what should I do? Really gorgeous. Perhaps I'll do two, one of each. I'm going to go for that. I know it's a bit bolder, but I like it. So I'm just going to chop this off at the end. Now I like to glue my ribbon down with this, with a snail, with the tape runner, Stampin' Up snail. It's really good, and you don't get wet glue everywhere or anything like that. So I'm just going to put a bit on the end so I can position it. Just work out where my panel's going to be, and then I'll have that in the centre of that. I would say that was pretty good. Just do it by eye, and then I've just wound it around the back. And then I can put a bit more glue along it if I want to, or I can just put it at the end. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. Or next, not this weekend, but the following weekend, I'm going to our Stampin' Up convention that is held twice a year. I'm very excited about that. We get to see all the brand new paper crafting goodies that are going to be coming out in the summer. We get to play with them all. We get to know what's coming. It's so exciting because we get it way ahead of the customers, and it's just really exciting to see all those new lovely things and what we can play with and what we can do. And yeah, it's brilliant. I can't wait. So that's a, excuse me, that's a perk of being a demonstrator, is that you get to see all these things well in advance. We get to pre-order them and we get to play with them. So whether or not you go to the event, you can still do all that. It's brilliant. So if you want to join my team, now is the time, actually before the weekend, because Celebration is ending on the weekend, and with Celebration you get this amazing deal on your starter kit. So if that's something you're interested in, have a look on my blog at inkstampshare.ink and you'll see all the info. Okay, so I've glued my panel onto my base with some snail, and I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals to stick this on with. So just grab those. But I think I'm going to colour my daffodils in first with Wink of Stella. This is like a little glimmery glitter brush. It gives a really subtle shimmer to things that you paint it with, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So it's not gaudy or in your face glitter, and it doesn't shed. It's just like a sheen, and it just gives it a little bit, makes it a little bit more special and catches the light. So I'm just going over my daffodils. And I'm not sure if you can catch that, but let's just do the rest. And I'll see if I can show you a bit better. As I say, my colouring hasn't been hugely amazing, but I just wanted to not take too long with the video. It'll take a bit more time over yours, no doubt. There we go. Yeah, just make it shine. I love it. It's perfect for springtime cards. Look at that. Can you see that? Quite possibly. I don't know, hopefully. Okay, so I'm going to pop it on using the sticky foam pads. I use quite a lot this time because it's quite a big oval. These off. Ooh. Pop it on, and we're nearly done with our card. So it's a really clean and simple card that anybody can make. There's no difficult techniques involved, but it's really pretty, I think. Okay, now for our inside, I've got my piece of Whisper White and I'm just literally going to stamp on it again. I think I'm going to change it up and put some daffodils inside. Just the outline on the white. I'm also going to do that on the envelope, if I brought one over. Right. I might not have brought one over in my prep. Okay, so I've cleaned my stamp on my Stampin' scrub. If you want to know what the Stampin' scrub is, it's literally, it's this. You open it out and you spray this with a stamp cleaner. You rub your stamp on the stamp cleaner, dry it on this one, and voila, it's all nice and clean. And you don't get any of those bits of baby wipe, and it conditions your stamp. And I think, you know, if you spend enough money on your stamps, you know, you really want to look after them. You want them to last. So I love mine. Right, so I'm inking up my Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to go along the bottom. Where's that piece of scrap paper? I can get it really messy. There we go, that's pretty. And the Happy Easter too. Make sure I've got the right way up. That would be a disaster, wouldn't it? That would not be the first time that I've stamped something upside down. Okay. Loving it. There you go, and that's going to go in there. So I'm just going to put my snail on the back. This is my glue of choice today. Sometimes it's the Tombow, sometimes it's the snail. Right. Different glue for different jobs. There we are. So there's the card. I hope you like it. I love that. It's so much. I love this one. This one I love. I don't know if I like it just as much. It's so cheerful. I have missed one thing out actually. I've got these sequins. These come in the Tutti Frutti kind of suite. And you get lots of them in a pack. Here's the Daffodil Delight ones. They come in Lemon Lime Twist. And I think these are Tangerine Tango. We've got some of the blue ones. They are Soft Sky or Pool Party. I can't remember, but I've put them on my Pool Party card. And they match. And I've got the Melon Mambo as well. And they just add a little accent to the card, make it look nice. So I'm going to put some on here. I think it would look pretty. Just going to get my pokey tool. It's easier to pick these things up with, and you can put them on there. Something on there. End up using my hands anyway. And just dot them about. Give it a bit of something nice. There we go. I might put another one on the white bit just to balance it, I think. There. Oh, I love that. That is so pretty. Now, did I bring an envelope over? No. So I won't worry about the envelope. I'll show you exactly what I did with the envelope on the other one, so you're not watching here forever. So I stamped along the bottom of the envelope in the matching colour, and then you'll write your recipient's name on there, obviously. But yeah, similar to what I've done here, I'll just stamp on the envelope and it just cheers up the person receiving it and the postman. And I hope you like them. A really quick, clean and simple Easter card using the You're Inspiring stamp set. Do hop over to my blog. All the products will be listed there and you can just click on them and see all the information about them. You can order them on my online shop there too. And you can find out all the information about Celebration, which is ending on Saturday in 2 days' time. So get your freebies or join up or just see what it's all about. Thanks for stopping by. Have a lovely Easter.